Join me as I dive into the mystery of what really happened to the princes in the tower. In the late 15th century, England was embroiled in a bitter struggle for power known as the Wars of the Roses. This dynastic conflict between the houses of Lancaster and York had a profound impact on the fate of the royal family. At the heart of this turmoil were two young princes, Edward V and his younger brother Richard, who found themselves at the center of a deadly game of thrones. Their disappearance from the Tower of London in 1483 led to speculation and theories about their ultimate fate. Some believed they were murdered on the orders of their uncle, Richard III, who then seized the throne. Others claimed they escaped to safety overseas. The truth, however, remains elusive. The story begins with the death of King Edward IV, the prince's father, in 1483. This event triggered a constitutional crisis, as the late king's brother Richard, Duke of Gloucester, was named as their Lord Protector. However, Gloucester had himself crowned King Richard III, declaring the princes illegitimate and therefore ineligible for the throne. The princes, aged 12 and 9, were placed in the Tower of London under the guise of preparing them for their coronation. It was from here that they vanished. The imprisonment of the princes in the tower was a calculated move by Richard III to consolidate his power. By eliminating the princes, Richard III eliminated any potential claimants to the throne, securing his own position. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence regarding the fate of the princes comes from a discovery made in 1674 during the reign of Charles II. Workmen at the tower uncovered two small skeletons buried beneath the staircase leading to the White Tower. These remains were later identified as belonging to two children, and it was assumed that they were the princes. However, the identification was not conclusive, and doubts persist to this day. Some theories suggest that the princes might have been smothered to death, while others propose that they were killed by blows to the head. The disappearance of the princes had significant implications for Richard III's reign, tainting his legacy. The presumed murder of the princes has earned Richard III a notorious place in history as one of the most infamous monarchs. Conversely, if the princes had survived, it would have meant that Richard III's reign was illegitimate, altering the course of English history. The mystery of the princes in the tower remains one of history's greatest enigmas. Despite the passage of time, the disappearance of Edward V and Richard continues to fascinate and intrigue. If you have any theories on what happened to these young princes, share them in the comments below, and subscribe for more videos.